So imagine this. 4-year-olds learning about AI.
Yeah, 4 years old, it sounds. Well, almost like science fiction, doesn't it?
It really does.
Hmm.
But it's actually set to become reality in the UAE, starting next year.
That's right.
We're going to dive deep into this today. Their brand new mandatory AI education policy for kids aged F4R.
Pretty big deal.
Ah.
We need to figure out, why they're doing this, what these kids will actually be learning.
And what it means for, well, for everyone, really, regardless of where you live.
Absolutely. And the scale here is pretty remarkable. We're talking about roughly 1.1 million students.
Wow, over 1 million kids.
Yep, all the way from kindergarten, age 4, up through 12th grade, so age 18. Public schools, private schools, the lot.
So this isn't some small pilot program, it's nationwide.
Exactly, a full-on shift.
And it's coming up fast, right? Kicking off in late August 2025.
That's the plan, the 2025-2026 academic year. So, yeah, just around the corner.
Okay, so our mission here is to really unpack this, get to the core of the policy, and understand its potential impact.
Definitely. Now, practically speaking, AI isn't just popping up as a whole new subject.
Oh, okay. So how is it being implemented?
It's actually being integrated, woven into their existing computing, creative design, and innovation subject.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think maybe one lesson a week, roughly.
Yeah.
Focused on AI concepts, but across all grades.
Integrated. Okay. But still, it's a major shift. Why now? What's the big driver behind this, especially starting so young?
Right, and that's where you see the bigger strategy. This isn't just about updating school subjects. It's tied directly to the UAE's national AI strategy.
They have a national AI strategy.
Oh, yes, and a very ambitious economic goal tied to it. They want AI to contribute, get this, 14% to their GDP.
14% of the entire country's economy. By when?
By 2030.
That sounds massive. Can we, put a number on that? What does 14% translate to?
In financial terms, we're looking at approximately 100 billion US dollars.
Whoa, okay, 100 billion. That's serious money.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
So this mandatory AI education, it's a key part of building the workforce they need to hit that target. It's about talent development for the future.
So it's a strategic economic move. A long-term play, maybe moving beyond oil dependence eventually.
That seems to be a core part of the thinking, yes. Investing in human capital, specifically AI-skilled capital.
A very bold vision. Okay, but the question that keeps nagging me is, how on earth do you teach AI to a 4-year-old? What does that even look like?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or maybe the $100 billion question here.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, the curriculum is built around introducing 7 core AI concepts. Progressively, of course.
7 concepts. Like what?
Things like data and algorithms, software application and how AI fits in, AI ethics, which is crucial, real-world AI examples, AI innovation design, AI policy, and social impact.
That sounds quite comprehensive, but again, data and algorithms for a kindergartner, how?
It's about making it very tangible and, well, playful. For the youngest ones, maybe using storytelling. Playing with things like building blocks to grasp the idea of following instructions in a sequence. That's basic algorithmic thinking, right?
Like put the red block on the blue block, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Or even simple games like spot the odd one out. That helps build pattern recognition skills.
Pattern recognition. Okay,
Yeah.
I can see that. Blocks and games. That actually sounds quite practical, not scary sci-fi stuff.
Right. It's about foundational concepts presented in age-appropriate ways.
So how does it scale up? What happens as they get older?
Well, in early elementary, maybe comparing how humans solve problems versus how a machine might. Then later on, upper elementary, middle school, they start digging into things like AI bias.
Bias. That's pretty advanced.
Yeah, and looking more closely at how algorithms actually work. By high school, they'd be getting into basic programming concepts, giving commands to AI systems, that sort of thing.
It sounds like a really well-structured progression from blocks to bias to basic programming.
It seems very intentionally designed, yes.
But, I mean, you need teachers who can actually teach this stuff
Yeah.
across the whole country. That must be a challenge.
It's a huge challenge and a significant investment. The government's aiming to reskill somewhere around 5,000 teachers.
5,000 teachers. Wow.
Yeah, getting them trained up specifically for this new AI integrated curriculum. It really shows how serious they are.
No kidding. 5,000 teachers retrained. That's commitment. It really makes you wonder, how does this stack up globally? Are other countries doing anything like this?
That's a great point. When you look around, the UAE, starting this early age 4, is pretty unique.
Really? What are others doing? Like China, for example. They're big on AI.
China started focusing on AI in schools around 2019, but mostly in high schools. It began with like 40 schools, now it's expanded to hundreds, but still primarily older students.
Okay, so high school focus there. What about somewhere like Singapore? They're usually ahead on tech education.
Singapore's interesting. They have mandatory computational thinking for all students, but AI as a specific subject, that only became an elective option more recently in 2024.
Elective, not mandatory. Got it. Japan.
Japan mandates programming in upper secondary, so high school. But again, AI itself is typically part of elective courses, not a compulsory standalone from kindergarten.
So mandatory AI from age 4. The UAE is really out front on this one, globally speaking.
Very much so. It's a notably early and, frankly, bold move compared to most other nations. A real strategic divergence.
This really does change how you might think about education and the future. It's not just some far-off policy change. So let's bring it home. What could this mean for, for you listening, wherever you are?
Well, think about this. Fast forward 10, maybe 15 years. You're going to have an entire generation entering the workforce who have been learning about AI since they learned their ABCs, practically.
An AI native generation.
Exactly. Their whole baseline understanding, their expectations of technology, how they approach problems, it could be fundamentally different.
So our current skills, our ways of working, they might need a serious update to keep pace.
It strongly suggests that yes, adapting to collaborate effectively with people who just think differently about AI and data will likely be key.
That's a powerful thought. What other ripple effects might we see?
Well, look at the business side. There's likely to be huge growth in the ed tech sector within the UAE itself. Some estimates put that market at around 15 billion AED by 2026.
15 billion.
Okay.
Another big number. So big opportunities there.
Definitely. And beyond the UAE, this intense focus on building AI talent could seriously ramp up global competition for those skills.
So businesses everywhere might feel the pressure to find or develop AI talent.
It could absolutely impact the global talent pool, innovation speeds, business strategies. It connects back in many ways.
So this isn't just an education story. It's an economic story, a workforce story, a global competition story.
Precisely. It has layers of implications reaching far beyond just UAE classrooms.
Okay, so wrapping our heads around this. The big takeaway is that the UAE making AI compulsory from age 4 isn't just tinkering with the curriculum.
Not at all. It's a core piece of a national economic transformation strategy aiming for that $100 billion AI contribution.
A really ambitious national project?
Absolutely. And maybe the most thought-provoking part is, well, just imagine it. A whole generation growing up thinking about data, algorithms, AI possibilities as naturally as they learn to read.
What kinds of ideas, what innovations, what societal changes could come from that? From minds shaped by AI literacy from day one.
It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How might your view of the future shift knowing this is on the horizon?